all of you are back from ads now, so I can reveal that USA have chosen Firstkiller to play against Yan. He's going to stay on. He's feeling warm and ready to go for a match against the best player from Brazil. So someone's asking earlier, when are we going to get first versus Yan? I think it was Firewall asking, when are we going to get first versus Yan? Here it is. Now, if Firstkiller wins, USA take the match. They win 3-1, and that will be all she wrote for today's matchup. But if Yan can win, then we will have a 5th and final best of 5 to see who's going to come out on top. It could still be Brazil. Yan needs to beat Firstkiller and Daniel back to back. And USA just need one of Firstkiller or Daniel to win. They just need one more. W raid, wait, who raided? I missed the raid. This is such an epic match on paper. Yan against Firstkiller. Firstkiller, probably the greatest, or one of. Oh, look at this. We're getting pogos from everybody now. Yan getting shut down on that one. Great defense from Firstkiller, but we had pogos from Firstkiller in the previous series. Now we've got Yan pogoing. That looked like a really good bounce, actually. Guys, the pogo meta is upon us. Dark is no longer the only pogoer in the competitive one scene. We've got multiple players today successfully bouncing their cars off the floor. Daniel attempted to join them as well, but he did fall a bit flat on his attempt. I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. Whoa, Yan almost getting in a lovely own goal there. Yeah, everybody inspired by Dark and the pogos, and they're definitely here to stay. I think this is something we're going to see more and more of. Oh, that's not where Firstkiller wants the ball to be. A terrible height on the bounce. It just lingered right next to the crossbar. Oh my word, and the post pinch as well. Everything is just going crazy in this game one. Now we've seen Firstkiller's just pinching the ball off everything, any surface. Yeah, we've seen Daniel against Lost, so we saw how Daniel was able to control an extremely aggressive opponent by anticipating early challenges, by quickly outplaying him before any of the challenges can connect. Firstkiller is going to need to do that against Yan, but the problem with Yan is that I think he's a bit better at disguising his intentions. Lost is still learning how to hide those rush challenges. Right now he's just relying on his opponent not being very good at reading them, but Yan doesn't really rely on his opponent reading them badly. He just makes it work based on his own insane ability. Firstkiller trying to intercept in there. Yan staying close to the ball. Yeah, Yan is just as difficult to dispossess as Firstkiller is, and Firstkiller is going to need to be every bit as careful as Daniel was against Lost, while also treating every possession like a prized possession, because you don't want to let Yan just run the show like this, where he's getting all the touches on the ball, and he's getting more and more time to build his confidence. If you get him into free play mode, you're in big trouble, and that's what we're starting to see here, is that Yan is just in free play mode. Firstkiller is simply here as an obstacle. But not the best flick by Yan there. That could be what Firstkiller needs to try and even out this position. He's going to half flip onto the boost. Finds it. Yan wanted the reset. Pre-flips into a recovery. Yeah, Yan just looks like he's got such good movement right now. Oh my goodness, he's Firstkillered Firstkiller. This is what Firstkiller did to people back in the day. It's what Firstkiller does to people these days. Just booming the ball into their net when they're slightly off the line. Yeah, Firstkiller's really not had much time on the ball so far this game. He had a couple of really good chances, mind you. But he's used to running the show, historically. Probably could have had a demo on Yan there, I think, Firstkiller. He went for the ball instead. He's obviously got a good position for himself, but demo might have been available. Full pitch air dribble by Firstkiller. Not a lot of boost left over, and Yan's connected with the pre-jump. The landing is a smooth one. The shot is a powerful one. And it is going to be 4-1. Yan is ready to take on all comers. This is a blistering start for him. And Firstkiller, you know, he's not a player who usually struggles with players who do this to him. This shouldn't be a problem for him stylistically. It is, I think, going to be a skill matchup. And it'll be a skill matchup if Yan plays against Daniel today as well, because Daniel's not just going with no thought about it. He is, you know, thinking about his positioning. He's thinking about his challenges. He is a smart player. He's not just an aggressive player with no brain. Yan is incredibly intelligent when it comes to Rocket League in ones. Don't be fooled by how quick he is and think that he's just going and hoping for the best. No, he's just that fast. That is just how fast he is. He is just incredible. I stand by what I said before. I think I rate his offense in 1v1 more than anyone else. I think he's got the best offense in 1v1. Maybe only Prime Naupo on the same level, in my opinion. Maybe Prime Naupo, Prime Dark. You know, that's it. That's where the list ends for me. But Yan does it more consistently than anyone. Oh, great challenge. Firstkiller spots one, and that's going to bounce in, so he doesn't need to worry about another awkward post bounce. The Yan boy, I like that. I was on the Yan hype train pretty early, you might remember. I do like to remind him about this, but yeah, I was on the Yan hype train before T-Bates knew who Yan was, so I'll hang on to that forever, of course. Never forget. Yeah, he's just got a way about the way he plays Rocket League. It's really quite beautiful to watch. Such a creative player, such a talented individual. So confident as well. You know, you've got plenty of creative and talented players in the world, but few are as confident as Yan with the way that they move. Oh, good play by First. He's realized Yan's boost starved. Oh, he's got another awful post situation though. He's missed the boost steal as well. Well, it's all gone wrong here for Firstkiller. That should have been a goal, but the ball did not sit nicely for him in the post. Just like earlier, it wouldn't sit nicely for him in the crossbar. So a couple of times this game, Firstkiller's been very unlucky. I don't know if this is just karma or if it's just Yan feeling sorry for him, because he probably knows Firstkiller's been pretty unlucky this game. Either way, he's beamed a wave dash and Firstkiller gets a goal. So Yan's managed to turn a guaranteed win into a 2-goal difference. This was absolutely an unlosable game if he just dribbled the ball around for 5 more seconds, but now it's losable. We'll see if he can hold on though. Already got a very good position. Another banger of an airable shot from Yan. Hits it beyond all doubt pretty much. Yeah, Firstkiller's going to need to switch it up here. He knows that Yan is coming for him. He knows that Yan is just going to try and completely run the show. The way that AJ was able to take control of the series against Yan before eventually losing it was by beating Yan on kickoffs mostly. Firstkiller's left the match. He's going to change his car right now. Save time between games. Yeah, Yan's not a one-trick pony when it comes to kickoffs either. I mean, he's beaten players like KV1 in kickoffs before. He did end up having the better game 5 in kickoffs versus AJ, who had a better game 3-4. Yeah, that's why it can be an advantage in these crew battle 1v1 matchups. You know, if you're really paying attention to what your future opponent is doing on the kickoff, you can pre-counter them. Now, some of the counters to Yan's kickoffs, if you weren't here earlier, some of the counters that AJ came up with, he noticed that Yan was wave dash recovering off a lot of kickoffs, so he played for delayed kickoffs to stop that from happening. Then Yan switched to just standard kickoffs, mostly trying to push the ball around the outside. So AJ countered that by pushing the ball around Yan's outside edge while committing just a little bit more to it. Now, the player who gets more commitment on the angle will usually win that variation. So I'm going to try and spot that one for you guys if it does happen. Yeah, that's the main source for sure. Yan actually not getting a good clear there. So right here, Firstkiller, he's probably going to want to get a bit more side onto the ball and push left. Oh, he goes for a wave dash. Well, I think actually if he pushed left there, he would have won it. But he actually didn't wave dash. Now when you're, or he didn't flip. When you're side onto the ball like that, flipping tends to be the expected outcome. Oh dear, Firstkiller's just got no boost. I don't think Yan expected a goal here, but he probably realized around about now that Firstkiller had no boost at all. Interestingly enough though, that might look like a silly play by Firstkiller, but from his perspective, he was power sliding through that 12 boost grab, probably not expecting a shot from Yan, and what he was going to follow that up with was a reverse challenge, most likely, because when you're power sliding through a turn like that, you're showing your opponent that you're turning your car visually, but your car continues to move forward. You're getting closer to the play, so it's kind of a mind game there, kind of a trick from Firstkiller. It didn't work because Yan just shot first time, which is of course the blind counter to what he was doing. I don't hate that from Firstkiller at all. It might look silly, but that was actually a thought out play, and if Yan hadn't immediately shot the ball there, if he took a light touch, Firstkiller would have looked like a genius with a reverse challenge. You've got to think about what the pro is trying to do, what the player's trying to do, not just the outcome that ends up looking silly because it didn't work. I think that's true for 1v1 more than any other game mode. You can't just be outcome based with your reasoning. You can't look at something and say, well, it didn't work, therefore it's bad. You know, just because it didn't work doesn't mean it's necessarily bad to do. Just because it did work doesn't mean it was good to do. You have to think about it a little bit more deeply. Oh, Yanxnz missed an open net here. That was obviously very bad. Don't need to think too much about that one. He skips past Firstkiller's attempted demo. That's something that Firstkiller did do very well against Card. He might try to do that a bit more against Yan. That's a difficult angle. Yanxnz missed it. That's not going to be a good bounce for him either. Firstkiller runs him wide and catches the ball for the open net. Well, you know, if Firstkiller was the one having difficulty with how the ball's bouncing off posts, off crossbars, and how it's lingering next to the back wall in the last game, it happened to Yan there, so both players getting on the receiving end of that. Big push kickoff win for Firstkiller there. That is how AJ won the majority of his kickoffs against Yanxnz. A great decision by Firstkiller. Firstkiller trying to get the boost on spawn. Got it. Perfect timing of the seal. The aerial shot looks good. Yan manages to crossbar pinch it. Oh, what a recovery as well. Yan has saved up enough boost to recover extremely quickly here. Firstkiller did not see that coming. He thought that shot might result in a goal, and he's thinking, worst case scenario, I'm getting the boost steal and I'm getting free possession as well. Be right back, I'm going to go steal your boost. Next thing he knows, Yan's back on the ball already. I mean, that's just a crazy fast recovery. Underestimated by Firstkiller. Yan, perfect read on what Firstkiller was capable of there. Got a bit too low for it to be much of a threat. Oh, Yan's got options, so I mean, he's done the same play as Firstkiller here. Pretty low lob forward, flip reset on the downward trajectory. The difference is that Firstkiller didn't see it coming until it was too late. He backed all the way off and left the bottom corner of his net open. You compare that to how Yan defended Firstkiller, making the exact same shot. Yan moved forward, so he was ready to intercept. It's a slight difference in approach, a big difference in outcome. Yan's just got the pace. So quick when he decides to go. Firstkiller has still got the ball here. Yan's taking a wide line, doesn't want to get demoed, but he better get back quickly. Oh, that's a crazy read by Yan. A lot of players would have jumped there. Yan somehow knows exactly where the ball is going to go. He's trying to chase Firstkiller away here while keeping an eye on the ball behind him. Firstkiller with a boom from distance. That looks good. And now Firstkiller showing what I was talking about earlier. This is what he does, what he's always done. Just ridiculously powerful shots on a very early bounce read. I mean, that bounce is not an easy read. Firstkiller nails it and sends the cross map open net into the back of Yan's net. Yan might have been trying to place himself between Firstkiller and the ball there, forcing a bump to go his way. Oh, he's bumped Firstkiller away from the double tap after realizing that Firstkiller is going to have the beat on him. Oh, Yan had to play the ball. Firstkiller will get an equalizer here. Right. Yan decided he had to play the ball here because he waited for the boost to spawn and it wasn't spawning, so he just went for this, trying to time it so that Firstkiller would get beaten to it. Firstkiller turns back and takes the free goal. That's control from Firstkiller, but Yan's in the back corner. Probably had a demo there if he just waited a bit longer. But the boost steal is obviously a good outcome as well. Firstkiller running low. Oh my goodness, the power that these guys generate on their shots. So Firstkiller tries to catch Yan napping, and Yan doesn't fall for it, and then double taps the open net with no boost left over. Oh my goodness, this guy's confident. Look at this. 22 boost open net double tap, because why not? He had 22 boosts when he jumped. Oh my days. That is so easy to get wrong, and then you look like a Muppet, but he does it on a tie game because he can. Is there a more confident attacker in the world of Rocket League? I don't think there is. Firstkiller still charging in and asserting his authority. Both players have landed inside the blue goal here. Yan's going to be quite happy with that because he's got the free ball. Trying to catch Firstkiller with a demo again. Firstkiller just barely staying safe. And making a challenge convincingly. And that'll win him a possession with just 30 seconds left. Free flip sets up. Firstkiller's in the area. Yan fakes it, then actually goes. Can Firstkiller get a good chance on net. Yes, he can. Yan's out of boost. He gets an interception. Firstkiller stealing everything away. Yan's still able to get a piece of it. I don't know how Yan managed to get a piece of that ball. That is actually insane. Firstkiller in an attempt to set up a counter-attack. He's conceded possession. Yan could just air dribble this anywhere. The goal is the entire floor right now, but he's probably going to go for Firstkiller's net. Oh no, he's not going to. He's not that confident, or maybe not that stupid. I think there's a fine line between confidence and just stupidity. And Yan is on the right side of it, just 10 times out of 10, faking the shot there, letting the ball hit the ground to win game 2. Bro has 1.5 boost strength. Why does it look like that? I know what you mean. It really does look like Yan's boost does more. I don't know how he recovers as fast as he does. I mean, we're in a crazy stacked match today. This is two players who might be top 7 in the world, top 6, 7 in the world. It's really hard to say because there's so many players who are very close right now in the world of ones. You've got Rawaf, CRK in the Middle East. You've got, of course, apparently Jack and Daniel as well in the mix. And then you've got Yan and Firstkiller. You've got Zen, who's just recently appeared on the scene. It's very hard to power rank the players right now, but let's just say they're both comfortably top 10. And Yan still manages, even in a matchup against a different top 10 player, to just have that slightly better level of recovery. Oh, well played though. Firstkiller is going to get the 2-goal lead here with a rolling shot demo combination. Fantastic stuff. Yan was not expecting that. He was not ready for it. And Firstkiller puts himself up by 2. Now remember, it was actually games 3 and 4 that AJ was able to win against Yan as well, so that definitely bodes well for Firstkiller. He's figured a weakness in Yan's game. He almost got him with a bump there as well. Yan having to knock it into the crossbar. Great vision by Yan as he was approaching that. Knew he didn't need to rush too quickly at it. Firstkiller still has a boost advantage here. In fact, a big one. Yan is in a terrible spot. Has to crossbar pinch it clear. Firstkiller catching him off the line. And he puts himself up 3-0. That's just great shooting from Firstkiller. And Yan, for once, not able to recover quickly enough. If you are just tuning in and wondering what's going on, USA are currently leading 2-1 in series wins against Brazil. It's a best of 5. You win 3 series and you've won the whole thing. So if Firstkiller can come back and beat Yan here, and the match is done, USA would win 3-1. But if Yan can beat Firstkiller, then we will have an ace match, Yan versus Dan. Winner of that will take the whole thing. Yan with a fake wall shot. Aerial shot, a bit lackluster by his standards today. Spends a little bit of time tripping up Firstkiller before leaving. Not a play that really bothered Firstkiller too much. Well, that's brave by Yan. Wanted to control this. It wasn't easy to do, but he's done well. Then he's lost control. Firstkiller in the right area there. Yan trying to read the bounce. Firstkiller reads it better. It hit the underside of the bar, went straight downwards. I think Yan was expecting it to go just slightly more out away from the goal. That allows Firstkiller to take a 4-goal lead. Yan versus Dan, and the winner is the man. I think if we get Yan versus Dan, I think the winner is the fans, actually. But yeah, I agree with what you said as well. You know, nothing against Firstkiller, but everybody wants to see a 5th match. 5th series, I should say. I keep getting it wrong. Yeah, 4th goal for Firstkiller. Seems to have put this one into a very tricky position for Yan. Now, Firstkiller doesn't have to force anything. You know, when Firstkiller's forcing, Yan's been able to react very well and kind of come out of those chaotic situations a little bit better than Firstkiller. Like, again, I'm trying to read. This is the first time I've seen these two play, but based on what I'm initially seeing here, I think Yan improvises just a little bit better than Firstkiller does. Firstkiller looks like someone who's drilled the positions and the plays he wants to make very, very well, and he's so good at the things he does. But Yan, in the crazy, like, volatile situations, seems to have a better on-the-fly solution to most of the plays that the players end up being asked to make. The comeback starts for Yan. He's missed the boost though, and that's going to be another goal. He knows there's not much to do here. He just narrowly missed the boost on the turn, and Firstkiller would have seen that. Yeah, he sees Yan missing it and just takes the open net. Sam is going crazy right now. Top 3 all tied in points. No way. Top 3 in Sam RLCS, all tied in points after 2 regionals are done. That is kind of ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, what a shot by Firstkiller. Great passing play here. Yan lobbing it up to him. And Firstkiller just finishing it off for him. Might have been savable, you know, maybe just. I'm not sure. It's very close. Like, when I say it's savable, I mean Firstkiller might have been able to hit that into the bar with a downward bounce and then barely keep it out of the net. It was a tough one. Very, very tough. Oh, great fake. Firstkiller with such a convincing mind game. The fact that the first touch here went so quickly made it really look like he was going to keep going quickly, and then he actually just slows right down and lets Yan jump straight past the ball. Yan is 19, Firstkiller is 18. Is Yan, is he 19? I thought he was 18 as well. Maybe did he just turn 19 or something? It shows that everybody's saying that, you know, 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds are always going to have the best mechanics. It's not true. I mean, players like Firstkiller and Yan are still right up there at the very pinnacle with their mechanical ability. Was that a nice one right now by Firstkiller? I think it was. He just dropped a nice one. Yan is 18. That's what I thought, but maybe he just turned 19. I'm not sure. Well, chain dash Yan. Still not done with this comeback attempt. Trying to keep Firstkiller guessing, trying to keep him working late into game 3. And of course, at this point, he just has to start taking risks and has to start going for the plays that might result in him conceding. At this point, who really cares? It's another air dribble bump, and it's a good one. Well, he's got a minute to go. Firstkiller with another nice one in chat. You know, based on the quality of this air dribble bump, I don't know if he means it. I don't know if he means that. When did Yan nice one Firstkiller? I can't remember. He might mean that. He might. Because Yan did, he started off the quick chat niceness. He said nice one earlier on a Firstkiller shot. I think it was the mind game. I can't recall though. Yan's been pretty anti going for bumps on Firstkiller on the ground at times. I'm very surprised, you know, sometimes Firstkiller's flipped and Yan doesn't go for it. He's going to air dribble bump him again, isn't he? Firstkiller tries to challenge early and Yan counters it. Well, well, well. Yan with a mix-up. He just pops it as Firstkiller's turning. Firstkiller realized Yan was looking to set up another air dribble bump. Tried to challenge and Yan saw it. 46 seconds to go. Can Firstkiller hold on? He's got a good kickoff for himself though, but that's not really the touch that he wanted. That concedes boost and ball. Can he stick with it though? Firstkiller in a dangerous position, jumps over the demo. That's key. If that didn't happen, then that would have been a whole pitch air dribble bump set up from Yan. Firstkiller not letting that happen. Now he's back in control. Yan trying to bump him, no connection. Firstkiller is in fact the one to land the bump. But yeah, Firstkiller does not want any chaos right now. He just wants it to be an organized ending to the game. Let's just drive around, let the clock win. There we go. He does get the win with a good bit of possession play at the end of the game. But that got scary. I mean, Firstkiller, he was definitely in a risky position there. I think his first touch after the last kickoff was less than ideal. Luckily, his mechanics were able to get him out of the situation. Yeah, Yan's so scary with those air dribble bumps. It's so difficult to defend them. Firstkiller even made the right play. Like I always say, you know, air dribble bumps spam. It doesn't work if the opponent just knows that you're forced to do it every time. We've seen that before for years now. It's why players like Yan do mix up their offense. Yeah, the first time Firstkiller tried to challenge early, Yan popped it over him. It was just a perfect storm of everything going wrong for Firstkiller at the end of the game. But he got the win, and Yan is being forced into the deep end again. Will fatigue set in at any point here? Will Firstkiller do enough to either take it out of Yan mentally, physically, or give Daniel enough information? Should he have to win, Yan fakes the wave dash shot and then pops the ball over Firstkiller as he demos him again. You know, the reason Yan should keep doing this more than anything is Firstkiller did use, he said nice one on a shot that wasn't actually that good. Like the first air double bump Yan scored, the Firstkiller said nice one too. I was like, oh, that's that's pretty cool. Firstkiller's complimented him. The second one, I was like, I don't know if that's genuine. That looks like tilt to me. Yan might think the same thing, which is why he's going back to it again. Here he comes. Is he the homing missile? Not quite. Firstkiller hits him hard, but the recovery's good. Yan is going to go up by 2. It's off the back of another air double bump attempt. Firstkiller hit him hard on this one. He pull shot Yan into the ball. Yan recovered faster at the 2 players. Yeah, you'd never want to let your opponent eat that you're annoyed about something like this, because if you are, then they're just going to keep doing it, and then you're going to get even more annoyed. Firstkiller trying to force the ball underneath Yan. It looks like he will have achieved that. Yan just jumping a bit too high into the challenge here. He was worried that Firstkiller was going to cut and flick the ball. They're so easy and unstoppable. Stop defending them. They're not unstoppable. They're really not. If they're unstoppable, every player would do it on every attack. But that's not what happens, because they're not unstoppable. There's many ways to save them. You can save them with in and out saves. You can save them by bumping the opponent into the ball like Firstkiller did in the last one. Oh no! Oh! That's a sick pull shot by Yan. I cannot believe what we've just seen. Firstkiller coming in for the save. Yan pull shots him at his own goal. Well, if this is not a tilting series already, well, if it wasn't already, it is now. That is unbelievable. I've never seen that before. Not in that manner, at least. An unreal pull shot by Yan. It was a smart play to make, by the way. I'm not criticizing Yan doing that. I think it was genius to go for. But I can't believe it's worked that well. It could not have worked out any better. Yeah, Firstkiller's going to fight this Yan air dribble bump spam. The best thing he could do would be to challenge early. That's a smart move when you're running into a player like this. Firstkiller's low 50ing his way into great positions, by the way. He's scored already from one earlier in the game. Now he nearly scores again with another one. You know, whether it's a low 50-50 on a dribble or an air dribble, he's definitely had his number there. Yan, safe drive around the bump threat. To go up 4-2 though. It's a bit too quick there, Firstkiller. Slightly too heavy touch. Now, it does make me laugh that some people do genuinely think that air dribble bumps are unstoppable, because you've watched some content creator who's completely incapable of defending them tell you that they are. Trust me, they're not. I've watched more 1v1 than anyone, and I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, they're stoppable. And I'd say they're not even like the most unstoppable move right now. That a perfect flip reset is more unstoppable than a perfect air dribble bump. Just that perfect flip resets are very, very hard to do. I think that's what's annoying to people about air dribble bumps, is that it just looks like a player's popped the ball and then flown in a straight line, and they don't realize that there's actually a lot going on in the setup, reading where your opponent's going to be. Now, Yan's flicked that, hoping that Firstkiller is going to be challenging early. Things like this, you know, I said earlier, if Firstkiller truly anticipates Yan air dribble bumping him on every single play, he's going to challenge early. Oh, great rebound. Not quite good enough though. Yan's recovery is immaculate. You know, what beats an early challenge? An early flicker, an early shot. So Yan's already one step ahead. He's anticipating Firstkiller countering his play that he's scored with multiple times in the last 2 games. So, yeah, that's why you can't just blind counter it against a player who's as talented as Yan is. Great spot with the demo. Firstkiller was trying to keep on the ball here. He didn't have a lot of boost, so he just tried to stay active. Right here, he loses out on the mid. Yeah, he's going to lose the back corner as well, so he has to use all of his boost just to get back onto the ball. And I think forcing a bit too much here. This is because Firstkiller doesn't want to be sitting in defense. He doesn't want to be a sitting duck for Yan to come and demo. He's trying to up his activity, up his aggression, fight more for the midfield. Fortunately, Yan is responding very well to it. Oh, great shot though by First. This is such a great trajectory. That touch there is very hard to do. I'm sure a lot of people would have messed that up. To be able to just knock the ball forward like this and then perfectly spiral into the bump. It becomes much harder when you're flying at a tight angle like that from up high rather than just flying forward. Yan's just too good though. You give him an inch and he will put the ball in the back of your net. That's all he needed there. Firstkiller has been so close this game. So close many times to bumping Yan as Yan sets up an open net, but it just hasn't materialized. Not quite. Yan's just escaped him enough times. Double reset for Yan. Misses on the second contact. He's used all his boost though, so that's a free goal for Firstkiller. I'm very surprised that Yan used his second dodge there, because it looked like the ball got away from him a little bit. I think he could have probably saved that. Saved the last bit of boost, saved that dodge for a faster recovery, especially already being up 3 goals. But he took the risk. It didn't pay off, and now here comes Firstkiller again. Yan showing what you need to do if you're expecting your opponent to be bumping you. Just go. Get in their face before they can build up speed, before they can create that gap between the ball and themselves. Firstkiller's still got another chance here. Long range air dribble again, countered early. Yan's going to fly up to the ceiling. Well, if that isn't the best save of the day, I don't know what is. That's crazy. Where's the guy who said that air dribble bumps are undefendable? Are you starting to see how you defend them, young man? Are you starting to see that actually, if you just go a bit earlier, there isn't even a chance for the other player to air dribble bump you, because you're in their face before they can get in front of the ball? That's why Firstkiller's going to switch it up, and he's not going to spam air dribble bumps, because he realizes, well, I better do something different. So I'd like to thank Yan and Firstkiller for perfectly illustrating my point. Yan for showing us how to stop air dribble bumps, and then Firstkiller showing us that no one's trying to spam them these days. You've got to supplement it with other strats. I think Firstkiller might save this. Oh, he flipped too far. That was a good try. Probably savable. I'm sorry, First, but we have to see again. Yeah, probably savable there. I'm not sure he wanted to knock it into his own post though. Reason being, he's going to lose the ball and be at 100 boost to 0 deficit. So he wanted to control that, but control it is a lot harder than save it, as we see there. Can Firstkiller clutch up at the end? He's got 20 seconds. He's got 1. And now he just needs 1 more. Huge acceleration with the flick from Firstkiller. Yan was expecting him to make a bit of a slower play. He panicked as the ball went on target. Straight spawn kickoff. We're not likely to see a kickoff goal here. Firstkiller fights for the mid boost. That allows Yan to build up a lot of speed, and Firstkiller is having a scramble here to survive. Yan's got 100 boost to 0. The game is his if he plays it out carefully. And this is so smart from Yan. He all but confirms the win by taking it to his back corner here. Can Firstkiller create something out of nothing? This is such a difficult 0-second play to make. It's not going to work. Yan takes down Firstkiller in 4. And we will have an ace match. Yan versus Dan. Who will be the man? Congrats to all the fans. You got what you wanted. Game from Series 5.